Hello, everyone. And yesterday afternoon, I got to see Star Wars Rogue One. I waited a day at least for me to process this movie, to sink in. For a good while now. For once in a while now, I've actually sat down for a day after seeing the movie, and because most times when I make my reviews here, I've basically seen it the day I record this, or at the very least, within a 12 hours or less span. I'm wearing gloves, this and this sweater, because it's really cold. It's unbearably cold in here in Canada right now. So yeah, if you're wondering why I'm wearing gloves and a scarf, it's because it's super cold, at least. So yeah, I'm here to give you my review of Rogue One. I'm a fan of Star Wars. I'm a huge fan. I loved it for most of my life, really. And will Rogue One be a good installment or not? Or is this a good step off from the main storyline of Star Wars as an anthology film focusing on a group, which and the story of this, to be very quick, is essentially a character named Jyn Erso, played by Felicity Jones, and it shows in the past that her dad was taken by some dude. This sounds weird. But he was taken by some guy who has connections with the upcoming Republic, which becomes the Empire. So, like, the first beginning of this movie, there's no big spoiler, really, but the first beginning of this movie is basically this character, I forgot his name, Orson Krennic, played by Ben Mendelsohn. He takes Galen Erso, played by Mads Mikkelsen. Essentially, it's like years later, like a year or two at least after. At least like is this movie is literally. Okay, I won't give too much, but this is like a gap in between episodes 3, Revenge of the Sith, and episode 4, A New Hope, and well, essentially, and she needs to get her father back, and her father gives, bits of stuff that's happening. Again, I can't give too much away, because it's a long hard to talk about, but that's the story. She gets into this big group, which the Rebel Alliance is getting together these people so they can go in and get some secret plans that her father has told them about, that they can expose a fatal flaw in the big design of the Death Star, and that's the main story of itself. My question is this: as a huge Star Wars fan, did I enjoy this movie? Did I enjoy it? You bet your last Kyber crystal it does. It's fucking awesome. Oh yeah, Kyber crystals are very important in this movie. Yes, I really enjoyed it a lot. Question number 2 of this movie is this: is it as good as The Force Awakens? In my opinion, it's on par for the most parts. There's some moments I think this movie has. Here's the thing: as much as I love The Force Awakens, I will openly admit it's like an episode 4. It's like A New Hope with moments of Empire and Return of the Jedi mixed in together. It's like moments of the original trilogy mixed into one movie. So as much as I love The Force Awakens, all the memorable moments of that movie are basically smaller moments that are a bit more character moments than a big action scene. Because I'm like, this is a scene that's very much like this other scene from the original trilogy. So as much as I loved The Force Awakens, I'm sorry for putting it that way. As much as I loved The Force Awakens, when it comes to big memorable scenes, that movie just didn't have that. It had memorable moments, but they weren't original. Moments. This movie had a lot of standout moments because they felt new and fresh and really enthralling to see. And this, here's what any movie should ever do: is to show you something you haven't seen before. And this movie has like 4 to 5 things I've never seen any movie happened before, because it takes so many great, interesting maneuvers and leaps, not just under the banner of Star Wars, but under the banner of Star Wars being owned by Disney, the biggest movie corporation in the world, the largest ongoing movie franchise in the world. Disney, ongoing since the 20s, with the logo of Star Wars, as enormous as that is, in this. And let me just tell you, maybe it's better for me to maybe sit like this, so you can see my poster. Actually it looks better artistically. Is that it just shines through. There's so many fresh, interesting moments. Diego Luna as Captain Pinson Andor. Yeah, I loved him. He was really cool. I loved Mads Mikkelsen as Galen Erso. He was great. I loved Felicity Jones. It's like, the thing about Felicity Jones in this movie is that she wasn't like Luke or Rey, where they were missing the pieces of their lives. It's like Rey knew everything behind her in her life, and she was just driving for an initiative type of perspective of her own to drive forward. And like, as Diego Luna says in some part of the movie, this is not a big spoiler, thankfully, but he says, we chose to do something about it. You chose to do nothing about it. You just sat in your butt. And we didn't say she didn't sit in her butt, but she just sat in her butt for so long waiting for something to happen, while the others had more initiative to action. Also, I love Donnie Chen's character was so awesome. I loved how he kind of added a different layer of the overall force, and how that has a weird but cool omniscient presence in the movie. I love that. Ben Mendelsohn was just as fun and a bit delightfully over the top as always in this movie. He added a good certain level of intimidation, but also frailty and shock to his character. I loved him. Forrest Whitaker, who is Saul Guerrera, who is a character from Star Wars: The Clone Wars, who I remember from season 4, I believe it was. Like, seriously, he was awesome. I loved him. I loved his character, even though this isn't a huge spoiler. His voice was weird at first. I'm like, oh boy. But unlike Christian Bale in the Batman trilogy, where I thought that voice just got grating, this voice is, I wouldn't say I found a charm to it, but I kind of just grew with it. I'm like, okay, fine. But also, oh my god, my favorite character of this movie. My favorite character is K2SO, voiced and CG performed by Alan Tudyk. My favorite character in the movie. K2SO is my favorite character in this movie. He's the robot you see in this poster. He's the robot, and he adds such a great layer of a calm, collected wit, and yet a perceptive fun and coolness to it. So it's kind of like the charm of R2-D2 and BB-8 mixed in with this huge, like, it's kind of like with the body of C3PO. Yeah, nice. My mind just kind of buggered up there. They were all, the main cast was great. I loved them. They were super solid. Had mind-blowing scenes in this movie. I loved the action. It was beautiful. It was incredibly choreographed. Do you know who the real star of this movie is, aside from the actors? The cinematographer. This is the first time in a Star Wars movie where I literally just said, it looks, directing-wise and cinematography-wise, it's gorgeous. I was blown away by certain scenes. I'm like, this is I forgot his name. I learned this is the same cinematographer as from Zero Dark 30, and that film has incredible cinematography, and I'm like really blown away. And I just loved it. It was a beautiful looking movie with seamless CG. The special effects at times, my jaw was straight. To be very, very honest, straight wide open. I loved it. It blew me away. I was just, the space battles alone, oh my god, I cannot believe how seamless and how gorgeous and how breathtaking and how white-knuckled I was watching it. It was just such an enthralling, exciting, fantastic, kick-ass motherfucking movie as it is. So yeah, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid with Star Wars, and I'm sipping it to the last drip because my preferred in mind, but oh, this movie's just so good. I'm seeing it again. I just don't know who I'm seeing it with or when I'm seeing it with, but all I can guarantee you is that I'll be seeing this movie again. I love this movie. I love the cast. I love the music. Was great. Michael Giacchino's was like a last month replacement of the composer. Granted, it seemed kind of. I'm like, oh boy, kind of like how this movie got certain reshoots. That to me wasn't so obvious. But the music. Here's the thing about the music in this movie. When it's imitating the original score from what we've seen from the other movies, it's excellent. It's really great. Of its own original works, it's not too great. Like the music, I didn't expect. Here's the thing. Star Wars, I think we can all agree on the number one thing about Star Wars is that the music has always been consistently fantastic. Continuously, consistently fantastic. Granted, going into Rogue One, the music wasn't like my number one thing that it wasn't like my number one priority to love of this movie. But for what it was, I thought it was good. It may not have been great. It may not be as memorable as the original Star Wars soundtrack or Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter or Jaws or Indiana Jones or like any other John Williams score. Granted, we're talking about John Williams here. We're talking about hands down probably the best movie composer for any movie ever. And oh god, I'm really getting worked up. This movie just kicks so much ass. It's so fun. And yes, for anyone who's wondering, I will be making a spoiler video because just like with The Force Awakens, I feel like just making a non-spoiler video just limits you to what you're saying because there's so much I'm going to talk about in the spoiler video, which will be up tomorrow on Sunday. But yeah, for as it is right now, yeah, this is straight up my main review. There's so much I want to say in this review, but I gotta save it for a spoiler video of its own kind. And in the end, yeah, Rogue One, the Star Wars story, it succeeded, it kicked ass, and I loved it. It's like, yeah, I'm no big spoiler here, but it's probably my favorite film of the year. It easily is my favorite film of the year. As of this point, it's my favorite film. As not just a Star Wars fan, but as a fan of film, it's incredible. It's the best Star Wars movie since Return of the Jedi. It really is. Not since Empire. I still think Empire and A New Hope are better than this, in my opinion, but regardless, I still love this movie, and it's awesome, and it kicks 10 flavors of ass. And yeah, right now, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. But in the end, that's my review, everyone. I really do hope you enjoyed it, and stick around for tomorrow, which I will have my Rogue One Star Wars spoiler video up tomorrow. So I'll see you guys till then, and remember, may the Force be with you. Always.